to succeed, because I always give this illustration. You hear this a lot now when I'm doing these GMI talks, is that I see the UK gospel scene as a forest. You can have massive trees in this forest. Now, I love my animal programs, man. You know, when you're looking at the rainforest, you have these massive trees in there, but you have also small plants. And we cannot be one tree in the field and think it's a scene or whatever. As media companies, we've got to be a forest now that support each other, that, you know what, the first fruits on one will come down and feed the smaller plants 100%. On the bottom and grow. So guys, my encouragement, and even when we get bigger here at Affinity Xtra, and as we grow, we're not here to isolate ourselves. I want the likes of T herself, she does her shows with us, but I want her to be successful in our own independent ventures. I need that to happen and be successful. You know, guys, I may sound like the silliest guy in the industry, because we are about manipulation and control. You know, let's be honest with you.
GMIA identifies as a black organisation, and we interpret UK gospel music as deriving from the African and Caribbean and American black musical expressions relating to the Christian faith.
Is GMIA for you? Yes, it is, because I feel that GMIA is representing a music that has been influenced by African, American and Caribbean culture, that represents your Christian faith.
Delivered by a wide variety of creatives that incorporate the gospel genre and message.
You could be a musician, you could be a bloggist, you could be a stage director, you could be an artist, you could be a songwriter, and it's all these elements come to create the UK gospel music scene of 2020, 3, 4, 5 and onwards.
Like, subscribe and visit our website at gmia.org.uk. You can also visit all our social media handles at GMIA.
Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Listen guys, you are listening to The Edge Show, but today we're being gate crashed because this is gonna be the UK Gospel Matters. Is it gospel, UK Gospel Matters?
I like that, UK Gospel Matters.
Yeah, podcast.
It's
you know
good.
what I'm saying? You know, and obviously me and my beautiful colleague Lady T is biased towards that. To GMIA out there still, you know, we did probably 5, 6. It was about 8 of us are biased towards GMIA in the whole UK industry.
Very much, but you know, it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll carry that cross of mine by myself.
We live about that still, anyway. So yeah. But today's kind of like episode we want to chop into, guys. You know, this is myself, Roger Moore. If you don't know me, you know, I'm just Roger Moore.
What else can you say? I'm just Roger.
Just Roger Moore. If you find a light skinned guy on Instagram, that's me. You know, so called Roger Moore. If you see a white guy, it's not me. You know, he's the rich version, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, you know, I'll get back and get my inheritance back off him. But listen, that's a whole nother subject anyway. So, but listen, guys, on a serious note, myself and T, we are big people now. T's reached the big people
age. Yeah, I know. Finally, I'm here now. I can talk about big people things now.
I know. We put away childish things still. You know what I mean? But people still say I'm childish. But anyway, still yeah. But either way, we're on serious matters, serious things, and I think that what we want to look at is looking at the journey of being the first transitional chair through the most terriblest time in the creative industry since World War II.
Is it since World War II? Really?
Because you had to think about it, you know.
It's true, that's the greatest.
Yeah, because don't forget, has the UK actually stopped doing gigs like that? For literally, since basically World War II. Yeah. So we've had minor strikes, we've had dramas, but you still get the Beatles going through. You still have these things going on. But have we had such a cut? You know what I mean? And I think we got to respect the fact that what music does for us.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
And we had a whole heap more time doing shows from home. Hence, we noticed on Affinity Xtra. Then everybody get busy. And it was like, where everybody there? Oh, yo, I got shopping to do. I got things to do. You know, I can't do as many shows, which is fair play. I understand. You know, but love for everybody. And also at the same time, that transitional element, but also just to really look at media. I see myself as a bit of a, my initials are RM. And Rupert Murdoch is RM as well. So I would like say that
I'm sure you want to attach yourself to someone like Rupert Murdoch?
At least you don't have to worry about his mortgage, does he? I take
but
that
at the expense of other people's lives. Though.
Okay. Maybe
no, I wouldn't say Rupert Murdoch type person. Let me try and look for somebody else.
The Jesus version, the Jesus version of him. You know what I'm saying? What I would say. So you have the Jesus version. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The King James version of Rupert Murdoch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. But also, I've gone through my journey, a total different journey when it comes to media. So you're gonna get a taste of that this show. And you have a taste of where Lady T's coming from, and we've been on this for decades each.
Yeah, for a very long time. Yeah, over a decade now. It's crazy to think, because it really wasn't something that I wanted to get into. I mean, yes, entertainment, yes, media.
What did you do at school? Was you the girl that did the radio at school?
I wasn't. I only did. I really wasn't. I didn't do radio until I was in college. I had no interest in doing anything to do with radio.
When you're watching them American programs and you see the girls that they got that up through the tannoy going and playing on the radio. Guys, we need you to vote for this.
I wish that was me. I wish that was me, but it completely wasn't. Like radio came way later because of an opportunity, and when you see it in hindsight, God had other plans. He wanted me, because I knew I wanted to work in entertainment and music and artists and all that kind of stuff. But God saw it like, the route that I want to take you, this is going to be your route, and this is where you're going to excel. And and he's done it. He's continually doing it. So,
when it's entertainment, what part did he wanted to see your part?
So more music, because entertainment encompasses like film, it encompasses music, theatre, what else? Yeah, that kind of stuff, and performing. So I wanted to do the music business side of things, which was be an A&R.
A&R?
Yeah.
Is A&R a big thing nowadays?
Not really.
He's not. Back in the day, it used to be a big thing.
Listen, I wanted to be like your LA Reid, your Benny Medina. If you don't know who Benny Medina, if you don't know
LA Reid,
if you don't know your Benny Medinas or your LA Reids, then you're young anyway.
No, these game changers, man.
Those were the guys that I was really like wanting to be after, and it was only after we had at the time when I was in uni, we had I think it was George Michael's old manager actually come in to give a talk. Yeah, and after he came in and gave that talk, that's when I knew. I was like, yo, I want to do artist management, or I want to do A&R. And then since then, in fact, I already knew about the likes of LA Reid and Benny Medina and Clive Davis like before I went to uni. So while I was at college, because I wanted to do internships at labels and all that kind of stuff. And then when that happened at uni, I was like, yeah, this is definitely the route I wanted to take. And then try to do as much, get experience at labels, independent labels, big labels. So yeah, but then the radio opportunity came out of nowhere, and it just took off. Just like that. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the journey that I need to be on. It's still in music. Yes, it's the Christian side, but then when you see the overlap sometimes and how the business works. That's a
good. So you weren't even looking to do the Christian side of music?
I really wasn't. Like, did I even know about Christian music at that time? I didn't. It's only into 2007 really was when. But the thing is, like, I didn't know there was. But the thing is, I didn't know there was a
substantial things in
gospel or Christian, whatever. All I knew was just mainstream. All I knew was R&B. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about gospel or Christian. Well, I did, because obviously my mum used to play the likes of Ron Canoli, Kirk, Shirley Caesar, what's her name? Helen Baylor. All these artists. That's who my mum used to play. Oasis. That is an absolute classic. Yeah. So that's what I used to like kind of go on. That's what I used to. Yeah. But then that was it. That's where it ended, listening to them. But then I just wanted to do music. I wanted to be in entertainment. I wanted to be this big shot A&R genius exec stroke manager type person. That was what I was going for. That was my dream. That was the route I wanted to do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Not many people thought that.
I'm like, he's gone. how do you come from that? Now, for me, that's kind of like weird because, like, for me, what did I want to be, man? I was just like, when I got into the media side of things, I was more into obviously I was a footballing geek at school and stuff, and I got into more production stuff. But when I look into media, it was almost by the opportunity of having a magazine. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're talking about, when about my son was just about to be born in about 2004, when about there.
Wow.
And somebody had a printing up, the printer actually came to me and said, listen, got an idea. It's a Christian printer, Gospel Ink. Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, they named it. You know what I'm saying? And then I was with DJ Zao with them, and they were like, nah, don't really see. But they said, there's an opportunity here. And I had an opportunity to leave work.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I left work to do it. Naivety, you know what I'm saying? I would say that, you know what I'm saying? Naivety of that still, yeah? Thinking that the Christian world is really great for business. And a lot of things I would probably change doing that, and then, I became the editor-in-chief of a magazine that, guys, and I'll be open about this, I'm not great with Angleterre. I haven't been colonized very well. The program glitched with me, so they wasn't able to fully assimilate me. But my problem is my Yoruba still mash up still. So
Your what?
so my Yoruba is still is damaged as well.
It's not even damaged. It's non-existent.
Don't worry. I keep on saying I'm going to do this test, guys. We're going to set this test up, yeah, and we're going
to do it this year.
Yeah, we're
and I want to see I want to see what
me
it's
and
going to
T's
be.
from the same tribe. You know what I'm saying? Can you say the cheeks? We got both our cheeks.
Have we?
Yeah, look at my cheeks. Got the same cheeks.
I don't know. Wow.
The cheekbone.
Wow.
Woo.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? So that'd be quite funny still. You know what I mean? They're gonna trace me right back to Benin. But anyway, so yeah, I'm saying, but definitely it was kind of weird. So I'm there running a magazine, and I have to say nothing but love. He's not with us right now, James Richard. He came on board straight away. Saw my lack of ability to expand on that, and we started the first proper article was a Q&A with Sinai. You know what I'm saying? So going back from them days, you know what I mean? So absolutely crazy. So we had a Sinai, and we was working our way up, and we started linking up with United by One, with DJ El Nino. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, bring back all memories.
This is the foundation.
She's smiling, she's like
foundation of like UK media, and
and then
whole...
and it's all set up working with Christophe Pierre, looking at the development of the look and what's there with the magazine, and and it's kind of been there. But I've been moving over to the GR Live, because really I had about 10,000 magazines going around the country at one stage. 15,000 magazines.
That's bad.
You know what I'm saying? Going around the country.
Christian publication at the time as well. That is brilliant.
So like I'm doing it all independent from the Midlands, and it was like, I shouldn't have been doing this. It shouldn't be possible. And I had very little support directly. It was all about business and hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was really my enforced journey into media. You know what I'm saying?
Enforced hustler.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really me coming into this thing pretty. I saw opportunity, a business opportunity, which could work. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you guys, it was hard work trying to develop a quality looking program at the same time handling a business. And there's not many black businesses out there that could say we were going to block book a year's worth of advertising in there. And there wasn't many opportunities even though when they did come up with the major labels like Integrity at the time, when they did see the opportunity to have an artist that suited advertising,
but they refused to.
No, did it, but it wasn't often enough. There wasn't pushing many artists. As much as there was so much going on, guys, very few artists were signed to any label.
That's wild. That's
G-Force, Jarzel, all these guys, you got to think about it. Who was signed to Integrity?
But there was not hardly anybody.
And it showed that we was getting mobile awards. You know what I'm saying? We were looking good.
But we're doing it independently.
Independently.
It was all independent, and I think that was probably the start of where do we really need labels?
And this is the problem. We've always worked out a space where you don't really, but I do feel that there is a need for maybe not a traditional sense label, but
a different type of label that
works organically.
Yeah.
Very,
and also
it's more
that's
organic.
not going to take
Take your
bulk.
money.
Yeah, take the bulk of your hard-earned money because you're the one who's doing the work at the end of the day.
But the problem is it's investment though. But the problem
it is investment, but still, like I know business, you got to make money. Business have got to keep afloat, this, that, the other. But a lot of businesses operate at the expense of the artist, and that's why nowadays you don't really see a lot of label signings anymore. It's more of a distribution or publishing kind of deal that a lot of these artists are having. And even then, in that sense, there's still a lot of money that's given, but the percentage that these guys want in that, and sometimes I think the 360 deals, that one came under fire as well, because again, it was almost as like they were taking money. It wasn't any different to what the old label business model used to have.
We're taking all the money off
yeah,
of that. You know
exactly.
Every
so
percentage.
it's just like, I think now...
But that's messed us up a bit though, sis. Yeah,
it has.
Because what's happened is that big people don't want to get involved in the youth game, so you not got that oversight, that links.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, so you cannot pay. You know what I mean? I remember people wanted to work with me. You gotta trust me, guys. I'm doing gigs with Kirk, I'm not saying Kirk directly, but I had direct links to all the promoters doing all this stuff at the time, and I know people wanted me to manage them. I know people that said, listen to me in my face, and they weren't ready. Yo, we want you to manage us because we want to be on them stages because we know you got the link. And I'm like going, I'm more into artists. I love Audrey when she talk about artist development. I'm more into artist development. I am not going to put you on a stage when you're not ready. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to believe in the artist as well. So like, you can't just want to work with, even as a promoter or as a manager, you can't just want to work with an artist just, because then you're only after one thing, the money. But really, you have to believe in that artist. And if you feel that artist is not even ready for anything, it's either you pull away or you help them, like you say, develop them. Put them in that development process. And some artists will take that on board and some of them won't. And they'll just be stuck in that same place that they were before because they didn't listen to sound advice.
Yeah, 100%, and it's a tough one anyway. Still, and it's like like you said, when you're in the media world, you want artists to be amazing, and from yourself, obviously you've got the big opportunity, which you still explained to us. Who was that opportunity, and what was that opportunity that you had in media? Because my opportunity was me just going out there in the hustle. So while I was in the hustle, getting no love, out there grinding in the mines, where were you?
Where was I?
Heaven.
Heaven on earth. Ooh, is this really earth? Am I still in heaven? Somehow there's a replication. What was my thing? I think again, radio opportunity. Yeah, I think the radio thing was where it started, and then obviously, actually no, it wasn't. I got to manage a couple of artists actually.
Ooh. Gospel artist.
So yeah, at the time, yeah. So, and I was approached by a few, and I was just like, yeah. And I think at one point, I think artist management was that thing that I thought I would never lose passion for. It was in London. Okay. Yeah, it was in London. I got approached. Just random. Well, it was the way it all happened was just crazy, to be honest with you. And they said they were looking for someone to manage. I had just finished uni. I was looking for opportunities. And I'd casually mentioned it, and they were like, well, do you want to do this? And I said, oh my God, yeah, sure, why not? So we all knew that this is new to me. So this is my first thing. So we're just going to work with it, and I will do as much as we can and grow. And we did grow together, and but eventually.
Can you name the artist who you got?
Yeah. I mean, we're still good friends.
Yeah.
So her name was Sharon Rose.
Get lost.
Yeah.
Sharon Rose.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Sorry. Hold on a second. Sharon Rose Zim.
Yeah.
And she did GL Live.
I think she did do a GL Live event,
was he there?
actually.
At the one, was it the one where it was in is it Tottenham area? When T had his venue.
I think so.
And it was in Mali Music, and I'm sure she was supporting Mali Music there.
I think she may have done. It's been such a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she might have done that one. I'm not sure.
Listen,
yeah.
this girl, she had a banger. She had a banger. What's that banger? What's that banger?
Oh gosh, I wish I could find it. I can't remember. It's been such a long time. But yeah, Sharon Rose was my first.
No, it says I can see it. I can see another girl with her. She looks like you. You know the ones where people backstage, you got management, you know, and when you're doing these gigs,
It probably was me.
you know
Yeah,
listen,
you know, it was never easy.
You know,
as a manager.
there's a lot of people like even Sophie.
Yeah.
I remember like Sophie, like back in the day, she was managing. She's helping out. I thought it was Shan, and then when you see them people later, and when they explain to I was at GI Live, and free, and I was managing someone. If you keep. Oh snap!
That? Yeah.
10 years ago, and I'm the evil promoter guy still. You know what I'm saying? That people were trying to work with. No, Sharon Rose was super.
She's amazing.
Was it super something?
Oh, so I think it was Superman. She had a track called Superman.
That was
she had a track called Superman.
Absolute.
Yeah, she was brilliant, and she was basically my first foray into artist management, and you know that set my taste buds even more. You know, we saw big things, wanted to do so much. I mean, we got to perform at lots of great events, great venues in London, outstanding. She did the Jazz Cafe. She did. There's a venue called London Pigalle, which is very bougie. Where else did she do? She did a whole bunch of other things as well, which is really good. She did stuff in I think with Kensington and Virgin at one point. It was great, and getting onto these open mic nights, and this was as a Christian artist, by the way. This was a gospel artist.
She could
artist.
sing, no man. She was this little body girl, this little.
And do you know what the thing was? What I really remembered about that journey was that the PR person that we had at the time, and this was the smart thing to do. She actually said to us, if you want to do not just Christian circles, you want to do mainstream, have 2 different bios and press releases. And we did that, and it worked. And that's exactly how we managed to do it, because her music was her music fitted in both spaces. She was a Christian, and she was able to sing in both spaces, and she got to do lots of opportunities. And even though when that journey eventually phased out, because we're still very good friends, still catch up. And I'm super proud of her to the fact that she's gone on to do appear in West End. I think the natural, I don't know how she naturally progressed into the West End. She was in Hamilton. She was one of the sisters. And she was in one of the Netflix big Christmas movies a couple of years ago, Jingle Jangle. Yeah. So when you see that progression, and you're just like...
See, that's when you need that 360-degree contract.
God forbid now, man. It's
like,
what?
It's going...
What?
She's on Netflix.
No. Yeah.
So
that was my basic start into the music. So it was through artist management initially, and then radio then followed on after that.
Cool.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go into my music survey, guys, because I'm not saying that it's massive. It's just ridiculously massive. So hence why I produced my name on over 200 tracks. That's on about you're saying
tracks.
Yeah, no, that's a whole podcast.
They were released.
Yeah.
They were released.
Yeah, I got over
200 tracks. We need to start looking for them songs out there and start seeing this man
do his thing.
So
I am essentially they start calling me QC, Quincy Jones. I'm the John the Baptist version. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I'm in sackcloth, and eating locusts and honey, in the desert, but I'm still singing them tunes. But anyway, but no, let's get serious. So no, that's absolutely fantastic, and I think that what's so crazy cool, guys, it's like sometimes not even I knew that, by the way, as you can see my surprise, that was not planned about Sharon Rose still, and I've been the other side of things as a promoter working with Sharon Rose, and I can nothing but say positivity. And what I said to people when I did GR Live was I need you as an artist to have some sort of material in your hand. I always said to people, don't come onto my stage with no material. I want, if you're going to be on a stage, you're an American artist, if you got no material, forget it. You've missed out. There's no point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm managing people there and then saying you need to have tracks out there, and that's how I did it. So Sharon Rose, I just remember that was a track. I feel like I'm gonna find that track anyway. I just cranked that out a couple of times because that was a banger. I sure got it on my my old iTunes somewhere. Because
I've got the MP3 somewhere. I don't know the album. I think I've got the original album that she had, her first album on CD as well. And she worked so hard. We really worked hard on that album. She did so well with her brothers who were producers and musicians, and a sister who did DVs for her as well. It was crazy.
The
but
Zim life, innit?
The Zim life. But yeah,
guys,
it was great. It was just really great for that journey to start, and I guess that's now formed. I guess where I am right now, you know, being on both sides of being a manager, knowing the journey, the hard
stuff.
The hard work that goes, the journey of an artist, like what's really needed and what you need to possess in order to actually have longevity, and also knowing the business side of things as well, because you need to know the business side. And then now where I am now, so it's just like it's just all been steps. It's all been learning steps, and each of the phases have all been learning. I've been learning something, and
cool.
It's informed everything that I've been doing, and obviously you develop on that as the years go on and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah.
That's crazy cool. Sorry guys, I'm like, it's such a cool.
For what? He's just like, he's almost speechless. He doesn't know what to say.
How can I top that, man? You know,
What you mean?
No, it's not about definitely topping. So you know, with the likes of, was you a Premier at the time when you was doing Sharon Rose?
I just started with Sharon. Yes, the first year, and I feel like after that it phased out. That was around 2013. 2013 was was when I focused on Frame and Radio, like officially just took over, and and then around that time she was starting to delve into more theatre work. She had done Dream Girls. I think she was even in Motown at one point as well. She'd done a lot of theatre West End productions.
Mad thing.
So, and I was just supporting her from there. And I was like, I understand this is where it is, and just go forth, and I will support you wherever you go. So, and then Premier just took over.
Okay, cool. So, all right, working in the biggest gospel platform, and I'm saying this on Affinity Xtra, but yes, it's the truth. You know, at the end of this, so it is the truth. The ITVs are the ITV or the BBC of gospel music in the UK, which is Premier Gospel. So you're in every man's dream outside in the hood. So everyone in the hood like me, like go like this. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? No. So we're like, you know, like you're outside Jericho, yeah. you're in the walls. You're nice inside, man. Yummy food, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, so you know, I'm on the hustle doing Gospel It magazine. We're moving on to YouTube and doing all the videos and trying to media and promoting to pitch UK acts, but within a confined environment. Now, I see you going into the stage of a place where you have not a blank check, but a bit more things in place, and you don't have to worry about the hustle as much as maybe someone like myself. But is it? How hard is it now to kind of look at the industry, which is, when I say I would say industry, gospel industry, which you're trying to represent. Has it made your life easier in them spaces? Or has it made you harder? Because I've heard presenters come on there and said, we haven't got no UK hits. There's no UK music. You know what I'm saying? You know the ones there still, you know what I'm saying? Yo, make him one you better. I've had a presenter, I'm not going to out him out now, yeah? But you know what he said to me? He said, Roger, your songs are you're really cool. But what you need to do is go to, I heard it's about 40k, go to someone like Darkchild and get him to produce one track for you, and he guaranteed take off. I said, Bridget, why am I gonna do that? Why would I do that? That's advice. That's advice from a UK radio presenter that I had when coming through. When managing my wife. It said right. Next stage is to spend 40k and get one of Rodney Jerkins or Dark Child, someone like that. So
that's the dumbest thing you can do, and especially when you don't have that much of a clout either. When you don't have like that big of a fan base or name,
it doesn't guarantee nothing.
Exactly. This is the thing.
Like, I've heard bangers, you know, and they don't get no plays.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like just doing a track with Rodney Jerkins or with who are these other producers? Oh gosh, let me just try and start thinking, like even with Pharrell, or that doesn't guarantee a hit. It doesn't guarantee a hit. It's just a name. But then, because that song could be like, you can think it's the best thing, but then like it's just like that thing
I was
falls
gonna
flat.
say R. Kelly, you know, but no.
Nah, there's not gonna do that one. There's not gonna do that.
We had some remixes back in the day, though. It's a cheese. But anyway, right. So I'm like, I'm looking. So you're looking at now to the UK gospel scene. We are at that stage, correct me if I'm wrong, having like the Jahazo album. You got like there's some decent albums out there still, yeah, coming out, and we're going somewhere. And the worst kept secret, the biggest frustration for me was one of the bands. Now trade secret into this, yeah. These brothers from Nigeria, yeah. I went to a Croydon concert where they won a competition. And there was 4 brothers singing up there in the harmony thing, and they're called Four Corners.
4 Corners?
Yeah.
4 Corners smashed
yes,
during their season.
They
were great.
These guys were terrorists on the scene. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know what? Still, I love them to this day. They might not have been the best vocalists, but they were.
What do you mean the best vocalists? Are you joking me?
No. I'm not saying they can't sing. You know, I'm not saying that. But you know, when you got like the stupid, like I'm not saying that they can't sing. I'm just saying they might not have been doing no take six madness. Yeah, but what I'm saying, what they brought, yeah, was the band thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Performance. Band, they could drop their skills, and it was hardcore. Because when I saw them first, you know, they was in the suits singing the nice little harmony thing, so I know they can drop it there. But then they came out with funny hairstyles and everything like that. Still, yeah, doing the drums. 2 guys, one with a hat and one with, you know what I mean, they're singing along on the keyboards. And I thought, and when they did one of my gigs, I had the American artist, I'm not telling you who they were, manager vexed with me for 6 months.
Why?
Because they said that I made them look bad because 4 Corners was before them. That I actually tweaked the PA system to make 4 Corners sound better than them. You know what I'm saying? And the manager did not talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Rod did not talk to me and said, Roger, can I get Skype open? This is why. I'm going to ask you this question. Did you rig the PA system?
Why would I rig the PA system? Why? Imagine. What?
That's how good 4 Corners were. That's how good they were. They were good.
They were great. The thing is,
they were ready.
4 Corners were like, 4 Corners were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant during their time, and they did a lot of great things, and you know, smashed the gigs, smashed the performances, the opportunities. And I think what worked in their favor was that they could all sing.
Yeah.
I think one of the things, something was just going through my head right now, like they knew about musicianship.
Yes.
They knew about musicianship, and they knew how to entertain at the same time, because I think some artists like to think that, they just need to, there's a time for entertaining, there's a time for worship. They knew when and when to do what. And they entertained when they needed to, and then they worshipped when they needed to
for real.
as well. And I think knowing that balance, knowing those differences will get you far, you know, get you somewhere. Because if I'm going to a concert, I'm going to a concert to enjoy myself. Yeah, there might be a little bit of, you know, whatever, but I'm there to be entertained, especially at a gospel concert. They
talk shows, man.
Yeah,
I got video for guys. Check out GO360 TV. I got footage of them doing my shows, man. You know what I'm saying? And they were just
throwback.
Man, they were, and trust me, everybody was talking about ask everybody. There's Mali Music, 4 Corners. I mean, so these guys were coming out to Birmingham, but then you're in the radio now. So why couldn't we? Because I find a lot of 4 Corners, Sinai, Raymond and Co at the time, even Priscilla, the best album for me in UK history. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, that is just a serious, and it's not because she's from the Midlands, produced by Nicky Brown, who is not from the Midlands. So great producer there, but she was the front cover of my magazine Gospel Inc. And I just why couldn't we get them across the
line or
are we meant to do that as media?
No, we only do what we can do. Like,
what can we do? What are we here to do? I'm a UK artist going to T, who's on the biggest platform in the world, and I go into it, yo, play my music. You play my music. Why is my music?
So the only thing I can do, I think, as radio presenters, we're there to shine a light and showcase artists. That's what we're there to do, and then obviously get some interviews with them as well. But then it's really down to the artists as to how they come out, what music that they're producing, what music that they're sharing with the world. We're only a fraction, but that fraction of their journey is still a big thing, because we've played your radio where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are listening. So that can convert into some, some download sales or some, album sales or whatever, or merch sales. Do you get what I mean? So you've just had an exposure to thousands of people listening, because some people think that, radio is nobody's listening, but people are listening to the radio. And, at the time, for me, I'm here to showcase your music. I'm here to put a light onto your music for others to hear, because they might be hearing something else, but I'm saying, hey guys, listen to this. This is a really good song. Why? Because there's this, that, and the other. And because they listen, they trust me, so they're going to come back week in, week out again, because then old Lady T or Roger or this or Nads or whatever have got that. They got the ear on the ground. So they're going to come back. And, so in an artist's journey, in your music, the radio part is very important. We play a very crucial role.
I would say, I would even be tweaking it up slightly, sis. I would say not radio. It's almost like a media platform nowadays.
It is. Yeah, it is a media platform.
A lot of we're all diversifying now.
Yeah, radio is taking on two forms.
Hence why you're watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, radio is literally now two forms. It's literally audio and visual.
Yeah.
And now, and sometimes you want to see what the visual was like. I remember when they started to do live streaming in studios and radios. When that started to begin, it was like, oh my God, we get to see what happens behind the scenes in the studio. And I thought that was great, because then people will get to even connect even more with us as well. So yeah, radio it's a good thing, and it's important. Let's say that it's very important. It will always be relevant. And but yeah, we're just here to shine a light on the artist and give them some type of, because at the end of the day, when their music gets played on the radio, it's like, when you have a job and you've got your CV, you write all your experiences down. Sometimes playing your music on certain radio stations, recognized ones, is good. For them, it's good, because it means international recognition. It means they'll be taken seriously. Okay. It means like, oh my gosh, oh wow, you got played on that. Oh my gosh, you must be really good. And you get the quotes from. It builds up to the momentum of the artist.
100%. And I think, okay, here's a question for you. Question out for everybody out there going, okay, you're right. When I was, in my early days managing my wife and stuff, and what I would do is intentionally make up a list of 25 DJ stroke radio presenters that I was sending music to.
Oh,
with a questionnaire.
Always.
With a questionnaire. Obviously, T was at university at the time.
Hey,
I'll talk about back in the day.
I was still here. I was still here.
So my missus, we was touring. We went to Nigeria in 2000. So 2001. So what were you at 2000?
Where was I in 2000?
Yeah, uni.
No, I had not even gotten to uni. I started uni in 2003.
Exactly. She's a young lady to me.
I was still in college.
In
2000. My first college, because I went to two colleges. So my first year, I was in one college.
We won't get into that story.
Whatever.
So when you look at I intentionally get the list. What I'm a bit confused with today. And shout out to the young managers or the young guidance people of the artists today. Or if you're artists that self-manages, have you got a media list? Listen, guys, I would say even if you had 10, that you don't only send the music to, that you'll call, because we all can build up an amazing 300 list, yeah? But do you intentionally call to say, yo, Roger, did you get my track? Yeah, you got your track. How you feel about it? What do you think about it? To get their feedback so you can get better next time. Is that done?
Some people do that. Not everybody.
Cool.
There's very few people do that.
She'll get the calls, not me. You know what I mean? Because
I don't. To be honest with you, sometimes I get calls, sometimes I don't. And I'm just like, if I don't get calls, I'm like, well, it is what it is. I've been saying it for a long. I'm at that stage. I don't go chasing anymore. I really don't chase anymore.
Yeah.
And if I don't, if the music stops coming, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to chase people, because people nowadays should know that, especially as an artist, your first and foremost was part of your releasing music schedule should be sending music to radio stations, media platforms,
and DJs.
That is part of your promo. If you're not doing that, and if you're not doing that, then where's your music? Who's listening to your music? Because if you sent your music to, like, 200 media outlets or whatever, DJs, presenters, listen, it doesn't matter what part of the world that they're in, them showcasing your music, you might just affect like 10, 100 people to your music from different parts of the world. By the end of the year, you could have like, 30, 40,000 people listening to one of your tracks. But you don't want to see that as an important thing. Social media, Instagram and Facebook is your release platform, that's it. What's that doing? And and your conversion rate for those, you can have 10,000 people, 10,000 followers. Less than 10% of those people will buy your music.
Right, it means they won't even come and see you, mate.
They won't even come and buy a ticket. So what are you doing?
And we've seen it so often, guys, where artists, they go and look, I got 1 million plays, but then you can't get 100 people at the event. Something I will say, and something from my experiences, which is I'm seeing a lot of kickback from, because as artists there, I heard in the grapevine that you guys only go to people there who got platforms that are popular. Now, you're hearing it from a guy who, and I'll be straight with you, and there are some media platforms that are gassed about their position, and which is great.
I'm not
saying, and
I'm not
and I'll be, now this is big people GMIA talk now. Now, guys, on the real, I was running independently the biggest magazine in the UK. For gospel music
before
before
Keep the Faith came out. I think Keep the Faith was even around at the time, but it wasn't as big.
But the magazine was specifically for black gospel music, yeah. And I'm not saying it was pure black people, but the reality that is purely for us, and it looked good. It was proper.
It was brilliant. Listen, that's legacy right there, man.
And it's there. So I was the top dog, but not for 1 second. People probably didn't know what it looked like, but for not 1 second, I actually said, "Only come to me. You don't need to go anywhere else." It's important to have. There's people like Yinka. It's funny, me and Yinka, we would always touch base, and the joke is, we'll talk. We should be arch enemies. We should be like this. Yo, you're UK gospel. I'm gospel magazine. Yeah. But the thing is, we were totally opposite. He set up a shop, and I set up the DI shop. and I said, and it was funny because we both had different hearts behind it. Yeah, I was just importing music while he was focused on UK gospel music, and but either way, we would laugh because our mentality was the same, but we just went things differently. And what I will say from a top dog, every dog has its time. I'm not saying this isn't my time right now. Maybe I got bigger time to come, but everybody has the time, and it's important that we respect everybody.
100%.
Because
100.
influencers, are this where all of us DJs are getting hit up by people like Mobile Awards. Who do you pick? I'm sorry, relationship pushes and biases your vote. Just putting it out there. Sorry, Mobile. Just put it out there. So relationships do that because you understand why the music is put there, and you have, man, I feel that heart, man, I spoke to him and he's on it, you interviewed me. No, I only got 5 plays on my video, so no one cares. When I do events, I actually have free tickets for bloggers that are new bloggers and so on, and I say to them to come to my event, and I'll pay for them to come. I say, come, you got backstage access. Not only the big media companies, but I intentionally go to the small bloggers,
smaller ones, because they're the ones who've got their foot. They're the ones who got their foot in. I'm trying to find the right phrase here. They're hot on it.
Yeah, man, and there could be
more. There's more like independent ones than there are bigger ones. So why would you want to focus on just the bigger ones? Whereas if you also add like 10 independent ones, that's more reads, more online features. Do you get what I mean? More exposure and stuff like that, rather than just one. One big one, and what does that do? Do you know what I mean? So I just think Yeah.
Yeah, we got guys. We need to and guys, please, like from a media standpoint, what I would encourage, and this is what we are from GMIA. We want to be an alliance. We can't afford for egos to come in, and there always will be egos anyway, guys. Because whenever there's views involved, you know what I'm saying, everyone's fighting for the most views, and everyone's telling you what to do for the most views, which is great because that's power. But ultimately, guys, you know, we've got to respect each other and show love together. And I always say to guys, encourage each other. You 100%. And then from the artist viewpoint, we need you as a media outlet. But the joke is, Roger and T could be doing media for 20, 30, 40 years. But you as an artist, maybe are only artist for 4 years.
And drop mic.
So in 10 years time, when me and T's playing the tunes on there still, yeah, we're still playing Sinai, Love Is, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I still play that song till today.
It's a banger.
I still play that song till today.
Love Is, do.
Okay, you don't need to sing it.
Okay, sorry.
It's cool.
Okay, sorry. She wasn't dissing you. It's SO, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
I was just about to go into the bars then.
Funny.
But yes, but then Nigeric and yeah, man, all the way. SO. But yo, but no, 100% guys, like, you know, we've been here and it's very hard. And I do shout out to all the presenters, you know, like of Dave P, been around for a minute, you know what I'm saying? He's from Birmingham, just exposing him there. Yeah, Kittish and Blood, exposing him there. Yes, Cozzy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're from South Birmingham. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I talked to the people you played football with in the park. But anyway, so yeah, love P. Didn't have history. But anyway, but guys, I was like Dave P, you know, I remember doing the cry and going down to his studio when he was down there, you know, and doing interviews with him and so on like that. And these guys have been around for a minute. Grant Lee, all these guys have been doing radio for a long time, you know, and salute to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys would be doing it right in front of a decade as well if you could, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because you just love gospel music, and I think we need some love. You don't get no love, you know.
Very little. It's just true. Very little love, and it's funny. There's gonna come a day where, like,
that's for real, you know. He gives us love.
I mean, there are some people who still do. There are some people who still give us love. It's not a lot, but there's a little there, which is fine. But you know,
it's the randoms that give me love, you know. Yeah, it's the randoms that give me love. I don't get love from artists. You know what I'm saying? I get the randoms. You know, I was at a gig now, just taking pictures, and they come up to me. Yeah, man, Roger, Affinity Xtra. Yeah, man, big talk, man. He talks there. Yeah. We keep on talking. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get that from the gospel. You know what I mean? I just get random.
No, you will do though. No, there. Do you know what? There is some love. There's something wrong with you, bro.
I'm too rude for that. But no.
Yeah, there is still love there.
No, 100%.
And the thing is, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this for. But I guess whilst I'm still here, I'm going to try and do as much as I can and keep doing and keep promoting and keep pushing and stuff like that. But I know that once I feel like there'll be a couple of things that I'm going to do, and the people who should have been sending music, the people who should have been on board, will all of a sudden want to pay attention, and it's just
change your number.
Listen, I'll be like, I don't know who you are. No, I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, don't wait until something big has to happen before you can, you know, be sending your music.
Because like overnight it could just change for you, innit?
Yeah, literally.
That's the scary thing is.
Yeah, it can, but you know, respect and appreciate what you have at the moment and what's there.
It's crazy. That's the thing is with me there. You can get one courses, BET call you. Would you say no to that?
Why would I say no? Okay. I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to BT. I'm saying yes to ABC, to, well, not necessarily Fox, but I'm saying yes to like HBO. I'm saying yes to all of them. I'm saying yes to all those big networks and stations. You know, if iHeart comes running, come say we want you, I'm going. Sorry, Raj. I'll still be doing a little something.
Yeah, of course, man. Saturday morning free.
If iHeart come running and say, hey, listen, we want to do this with you, I'm I am going. I am going to do.
I'll sort out the contract. Don't worry. But, so what they're doing? All right, lads, let's work this out.
But yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I can within the power that I can, and just, I guess, keep building the platform, whatever platform. You know, there's people say that, you know, you have a platform, this and that. Sometimes I'm like, what platform exactly? But you know, the platforms are there. Being on Affinity, doing my own thing as well, and you know, whatever I can to do to promote on my platform, I will continue to do it as long as people are responsive, people are respective of that as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, guys, and there's so much more we can talk about media, guys, because it's not easy. But hopefully, guys, you get the insights of in media, guys. We there's two aspects to media for me, from my GMIA perspective, which is the artist plugging into media, which is looking at effective ways to do that. Everyone's got all these geeky ways, but whatever way you do, you can try and drag the donkey to the water, but you can't force it to drink the water.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And end of the day, so yeah, we've been trying to architect systems, but we need a desire from the artist to work with us as well. And at the same time, within the gospel music, my frustration in the media world when it comes to UK gospel, there's almost that competitive spirit, which is a negative vibe. Now, I'm happy with competition, guys. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with healthy competition, but when it gets to a place where it's just there's no regard for one another, everybody, like, people lose a moral compass, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah. No, 100%.
It becomes a problem.
Yeah. 100%. You know, and for me, it's my encouragement is when the artist contacts me, that I create platforms for all media platforms to succeed. Because I always give this illustration. You hear this a lot now when I'm doing these GMI talks. Is that I see the UK gospel scene as a forest. You can have massive trees in this forest. Now, I love my animal programs, man. You know, when you're looking at the rainforest, you have these massive trees in there, but you have also small plants. And we cannot be one tree in the field and think it's a scene or whatever. As media companies, we've got to be a forest now that support each other, that, you know what, the first fruits on one will come down and feed the smaller plants 100%. On the bottom and grow. So guys, my encouragement, and even when we get bigger here at Affinity Xtra, and as we grow, we're not here to isolate ourselves. I want the likes of T herself, she does her shows with us, but I want her to be successful in our own independent ventures. I need that to happen and be successful. You know, guys, I may sound like the silliest guy in the industry because we are about manipulation and control. You know, let's be honest with you.
There's that too. There is that.
But it don't make sense. But your success is my successes. You know what I'm saying? Premier's success is our success. You know what I'm saying? Because they're breaking barriers. Dave P's success is my success. You know what I'm saying? Lee Grant's success is my success. I think, why are you going? We have to stop being divisive and come together. I'm not saying we're being divisive like what names are called out, but I'm just saying there's a lot of media companies out there, and we just, maybe we're too busy to communicate. I don't know. But when we have the opportunity to, let's unite.
Yeah, definitely. The unity thing is very important, like very, very important. We don't need to be disunified, because, you know, they say that United States is united, but there's a little bit disunified in certain things. So yeah, let's let it not be just disseminated. It's not healthy. People talk about unity. It's like, let's do it. Don't just say it, actually do it. Let's see the visual evidence of the unity, of the working together, of supporting each other, of singing each other's musics in church. There's nothing wrong with that. There's so much unity that can happen. So let's see more of it. Let it continue.
For real. But on a final note though, sis, you have handed over the baton. So we just laugh there. So yeah, to myself and Anu, and as we said privately, and as we touched base at the beginning of the show, that it's been the craziest period. I went to London, guys, and with GMIA when we was doing all the prelims, and and T came in once because she was busy in Premier League. See what I'm saying? She saw that, and it's the first time in my entire life I've seen T in the flesh.
That's so
and,
true.
You know what I'm saying? And
It was still even weird then, to be honest.
What's that?
It was still weird then.
Yeah.
It was still weird.
Yeah, so like, you know, and when we came, when we had our first GMIA meeting.
Oh,
and,
gosh.
And we ran there. I came down to London and
this was in 2020, beginning of 2020. It was like January 2020.
No, even later, because don't forget we had lockdown the week after because we was about to have.
So it was in March.
Because I was about to bring over Montel Fish that had to get cancelled because of
yeah.
COVID, and we was
Montel Fish.
yeah. So
oh my gosh, that's so true.
I was about to do that show and in Birmingham. So yeah, man, and I was like, yo, like I seen this T and Annie was chilling. It was, I know you two just had a little corner together because you two kind of knew each other. Sorry guys, I just remember these things, yeah. And I'm the brummy, yeah. Like this,
I didn't even remember this.
And you know what, Kevin said that, Roger, you're serious, you know. I just said like I was just being Roger, you're at the table. I said, yo, I don't know nobody, but listen, one thing I do know, I ain't come away down here for not into work. I was just blatant about it. Listen, I'm who I am, you know what I'm saying, and I do it. But it was a tough period. You took on the responsibility of being chair, and then you were going, yeah, let's do this. And then COVID hits. There is absolutely, and you know what's crazy is, yeah, when we was there working along, there's so many harebrained ideas, yeah. And what they don't realize is that we never had more than one physical meeting, and the first time I seen Anu in the flesh since then was the other week doing the podcast.
Are you serious? Since 2020?
We've been talking,
mad,
but we've never bumped into
the craziness,
because that's what life and lockdown does, you see. Because it forces into a Zoom world, and you lose touch. Obviously, me and T's been in connection because of through Affinity Xtra, and she's come up here and whatsoever and so on. But like, even like, it's definitely crazy. So like for me, going through that period, just some of the, I don't want to just focus on the frustrations. One of the things that brick walls that you thought wouldn't be there when it came to the UK gospel scene? Or you knew it was gonna be there?
Well, I think obviously there were some things that happened that I can't really say, but I think it's just the support, to be honest. There has been so much cry for this thing. It finally happened.
All them people that ruined it.
And it just went quiet.
Is that the photo op? Remember the photo op? I was in that photo op. I was like, this. I've been to London twice already. I ain't going down there.
It was,
yeah. But they had this photo op at this down at Premier Gospel.
Yeah.
Everyone's there going,
yeah. But then
UK
there was nothing. And, you know, yes, we could have said, oh, can you help? But it's just like, okay, this thing has started. What can I do to help? And then if people had asked that, then I think more could have been done, or we could have, you know, but it wasn't. So there was a lot of navigation, and the fact that when COVID hit, that was even a massive deal because there were a lot of legacy things that needed to be dealt with in order for us to move forward. Because if those legacy issues had not been dealt with, then it meant that we would be stuck. It would just be the same repeated thing again. So it was trying to navigate old legacy issues, trying to put them aside, move forward with new ideas, change it. Because now, you know, GMIA used to be a limited company, but it's now a CIC, which is more of a community interest. It means a lot more easy. It means that we can do more things in terms of like project wise. We can get more funding as well, because as a limited company, that could it becomes, there's so many politics involved in that. But a CIC, on the other hand, is a lot easier to manage and a lot easier to navigate. So that was their transition for that. And again, like I said, there was a lot of legacy stuff as well that needed to be dealt with, things that had happened, and it was just like, okay, we need to sort this out. So it was literally a lot of, I guess, cleaning up, tying loose ends, restructuring, and then getting a new CEO as well. Well, that was a fun, losing a board member and then gaining a new board member as well. So that had to deal with that as well. And just navigating just these different waters. And then, you know, went through a phase of like starting to connect more with lots of different outside organizations, which for me in the past had always been number one. Like my thing was to always make sure that we connect with like the music industry bodies and stuff like that. And obviously through our CEO with the ideas, we were able to do that. We were able to deliver on some great workshops. Some great things have gone on to happen. And I believe that this year, and then even coming into this year as well, like a lot of things had been set up, a lot of talks of different projects had been in the talks, and that's going to be happening. And now obviously Roger and Anu are going to be taking that over with some other things. So it was a lot of like, there was a lot of, it was hard, I can't lie. And I've never done the role before. I'd never been a chairperson before. I didn't know what it entailed. I'm going to be real with you guys. I did not know. I think some people think, oh, you know, oh, wow, this is chair's big thing. Oh, you know what you're doing? I did not know a damn thing that I was doing.
I mean, that's why we got the co-chair thing.
because it's not an easy job.
By myself.
Honestly, it was a hard job. The mental space it needed, the mental capacity it needed, it was wild. And then you begin to think like, damn, the chairperson, CEO is great, but the chairperson literally is the face of the company. Like, they're the ones who really do make a lot of big decisions and stuff like that. I was like, I don't want that on my head, but that's where we were. So it was a great learning curve in that aspect. And I felt like, you know what, being where I am, doing the role has taught me a lot about what a chair means. And then obviously looking at the things that we've achieved to get GMIA to the next level, because now it's going to be a lot more visibility. And I really want people to really tap into this organization. It's set up for a reason. It's a legacy organization where it's going to be here for years to come. And it's going to keep on growing, and people need to buy into it. People need to get on board with it. People need to really invest in the growing and in the establishment and in the success of GMIA and, UK gospel, the artists, creatives, people behind the scenes. They need to own it. Amen. They really need to own it and look after it as if it's their baby, because they're going to need it, and it can only get better and better. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
I smile, but you know what? Still, she's still around anyway, still, guys. So
I'm still a director. They didn't want me to completely like vamoose. No, please stay. I was like, okay. So yeah, so I'm staying on, and and it's great to have. And to be honest with you, the chair role needed two people, in my opinion. I think a lot of organizations, like I was looking at the other day, I was thinking, are there co-chairs in other places? But Netflix actually has two they have a co-chair. It's a co-chair format. Yeah, there's two chairs. And I was like, oh my gosh, so this thing is
male, female?
Both male. So it was the founder, something Hastings, I can't remember his name now, and someone else. And now, so now there's going to be co-chairs. Continuing, because I think it's the right thing to do, because when you run certain organizations, it needs two heads to run, because it is a lot of work. And now that Roger and Anu are going to be taking on that role, just see more great things that's going to be happening this year. It's going to be great. So yeah, I did my part, getting the company through a tough period, while still facing my own personal struggles and challenges, which there was quite a lot of them.
And I think people don't realize.
People don't realize that we have
that's
our
a whole
own
podcast in itself. A whole podcast in itself is double plate dramas in everybody's life. You know what I mean? And sometimes, guys, and this is why, one of the key things for me is sometimes people say I'm too soft or I'm too gracious. We all handle problems differently.
100%. We do. We really do.
And all of us go through stuff, and it's tough out here. Guys, we're going into a recession. You know what I'm saying? We've already come out of a creative lockdown. And when what does it look like? People have retired from the industry. Yeah. People walked away from the industry. Businesses have gone down. Venues have gone.
A lot of venues have shut down.
Shut down and stuff. So the platforms that were desperate, now there's only one venue in the whole major cities like Birmingham and so on. And that's so for me, it's a case of going, listen, we got some crazy work to do, man.
Yeah, there's work to do. And I do hope people do get behind it and support it, because we're going to need your help. And in every single way, shape or form, whether it be financial, whether it be prayers, support, admin, everything, it's going to be a huge village that's going to be needed to run this. This is a 100%. Baby, and it's going to need a village to help run it, to get it, to get it up to speed. even more.
Village that becomes a town, and it becomes a city.
A city,
Come out
a huge city. But yeah, so yeah, GMIA has been an interesting journey, but I'm glad I experienced it, even though it was some parts was just oh god. But yeah, I'm glad I experienced it, and just know for things for later to come. So yeah,
It's great, guys. It's like I said, you know, I've met some really cool people, and I keep on talking about Anu and Tolu. I say that because you know, I just get to love my black people even more. You know what I'm saying? Understand the diversity with ourselves and the backgrounds and whatever, and it's absolutely crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just beautiful as well. You know what I'm saying? And I've really enjoyed it. And again, I said thanks for Lady T, because she stood up when nobody else stood up as well. You know, nobody don't say that part. And I'll be honest with you and put it out there. And the reason why I'm making sure we mention this is to make sure that people, that it's no hush thing. There's no Lady T ain't talking to Roger too good still, isn't he? There's none of that, people. There's none of that at all. We're just here. We're going to be going on again for GMIA. We're going to go to I would say yes the next stage, you know, of things, but we're going to drive this thing forward because we know better, so we need to do better.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
that's where we at, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
guys, this is I am not your host, by the way, because I'm going to drag Anu in here. It's only because T was in town. I thought I'd grab her and do a really cool UK gospel matters, you know what I mean, podcast, you know, with herself, you know,
and it's been fun.
Oh, okay. You feel like you got something off your chest?
Eh?
Got some stuff, you got it off your chest. It's in the public.
Yeah, it's out there now. Yeah, it's there. I'm free. Yeah, because I think people with the GMIA thing. Yeah, I stepped in when I guess nobody didn't want to, so I thought might as well. He didn't want to do it.
You know what the joke is? People said to me, and you know what? Still, yeah. And I'll be honest. I'll be telling you people right there. I just never had. I didn't have the fortitude right at that time to do it.
I don't think anybody
I was scared.
and you.
Yeah. I
didn't.
was scared. I was like, why would the? You know, I already struggled communicating. You know. Properly. How am I going to communicate to more people? And the powerhouses in our community are I'll be honest with you, African-led churches, which I have no idea about. You know, I have no relationships with. You know what I mean? So it just didn't make sense for me. You know, but in time I grow. I learn.
You move,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And we can work with people who work with great people.
Yeah.
So we're here. We're ready to do it, man. But this is Roger. Yo, guys, this is Roger here. I'm with GMIA, Affinity Xtra, and all them things. And also next to the lovely Lady T.
That's it. Keep in touch with me online, Lady T Official _ Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. Same thing. Holla. Not that I'm much on TikTok, but anyway, it's there.
You got your boy here, Roger Moore. Just put my name in Instagram. You'll find me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Affinity. You can catch me on Affinity Xtra Tuesdays and Saturdays. So.
In the morning, man. In the morning.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, love people. Blessings, man.
Like, subscribe, and visit our website at gmia.org.uk. You can also visit all our social media handles at GMIA.